Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
This is the ABC 3340 Weather Xtreme video for Thursday, the 24th of February. The weather getting active. Maybe some severe weather issues late tonight, then again early next week. So let's get right in there and talk about it. Here's the Skycam shots early this morning. First off, coming from Inverness, overlooking Highway 280. 5 o'clock this morning. It's cloudy and pretty mild. To the northwest, there's the Fayette County Courthouse up in northwest Alabama, and down south, downtown Clanton in Chilton County. There's our shortwave over the southwest moving our way, and that will certainly impact us in a big way later tonight. Out ahead of that, pretty mild this morning. Temperatures are, 60 in Tuscaloosa. That's the average high today. About the same for Birmingham. A little cooler to the east, upper 40s for Gadsden, Alexander City, and Montgomery, but we'll be pretty mild today with highs up in the low 70s in most spots with a pretty good south breeze kicking in. Here's a look at the radar composite across the deep south this morning, and you can see that it's pretty wet up over parts of Tennessee and Kentucky, where there's some flash flooding concerns. And showers and storms extend all the way back off to the west and parts of West Texas, but of snow up in the colder air over Nebraska and South Dakota. But things are pretty quiet around our state. All right, that old watch warning map beginning to light up like a Christmas tree. Winter weather issues in the cold air sector of the storm from Kansas up toward Chicago and Cleveland, with winter storm watches and warnings there. Flash flood watches from North Mississippi north to near Pittsburgh. And off to the west, that's a severe thunderstorm watch, the first of this event. And you can see that includes places like Wichita Falls and Oklahoma City. And that's in effect until 11 this morning. And that will probably be the first of many watches today. Here's our convective outlook. Moderate risk. In fact, let me show you kind of a higher resolution coming off AWIPS of that moderate risk, and you can see that it includes the northwestern tip of Alabama. That does include much of North Mississippi, West Tennessee, East Arkansas, basically the area from Shreveport up to Jackson, Tennessee. And surrounding that, you got that slight risk down to Gadsden and Birmingham and really Butler down in southwest Alabama. And that is in effect until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And the greatest chance of really significant tornado activity should be in that moderate risk area. Here's a look at the probabilities, and you can see that the numbers are still awfully high. There's a 45% chance of severe weather within 25 miles of a given point. Almost a 50-50 chance you'll have severe weather in that moderate risk area, whether it be large hail, damaging winds, or a tornado. And just quickly, we'll jump ahead to the day 4 through 8 outlook. Day 4 is Sunday, and a risk has been defined from northeastern Texas up through all of Arkansas, West Tennessee, southern Missouri, and inevitably that will translate over into a day 5 risk on Monday, but they have not defined that yet. But that day 5 risk would include probably much of north and central Alabama in points north. And of course, we'll be more specific about that one later. Boy, look at the rain for the next 5 days. This is valid through Monday evening at 6 o'clock. So this includes the event tonight and the event Monday. Amounts of about 5 inches over parts of Kentucky and around the Ohio River. And here in Alabama, the amounts taper off from about 1.5 inches near the shoals down to about 1/2 inch on the Gulf Coast. All right, let's peek at these models here. This is the GFS valid at noon today at 500 millibars. There's your trough to the west. Down below that, the surface low is developing along Interstate 35 between the Red River and Oklahoma City. Tonight at midnight, the surface low deepens to 1,000 millibars near Paducah, Kentucky. And that's when the weather could be pretty active just west and northwest of here. And then tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, it's sub 1,000 millibars approaching Pittsburgh. And the event is winding down here. Peek at the instability. This is the surface-based Cape, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. There is some. You know, most of the cold weather events, we haven't had any. All the storms have been elevated. Well, These will be surface-based more than likely, not overwhelming, but surface-based capes up to 500 joules are possible here. But again, tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, the better helicity is pulling out to the northeast, which again suggests the line should be weakening during the pre-dawn hours, like 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So more than likely, that better chance of severe weather will be in that risk area from Birmingham north and west, Anniston and Clanton, places like that. The severe weather threat is much lesser there. This is the STP, the significant tornado parameter. And you can see we've got one max. And by the way, this is midnight tonight. One max down over central Mississippi between Jackson and Meridian. That's where the instabilities will be better. And another max over Tennessee. And then by 3 a.m., the numbers are all below 1 over Alabama. And by 6 o'clock, the numbers continue to shrink up as the upper support lifts out. We'll check the RPM. For the timing, this is midnight tonight, and again, more than likely, all of the activity should roll over into a squall line. Quasi-linear convective system, that's the hip term that people started using about 10 years ago, near the shoals. And obviously, with a squall line, the main threat will be from strong straight-line winds. However, at that point, there could be sufficient helicity for a few isolated small tornadoes within that line. This is 3 a.m. It's coming through Birmingham, basically right along Interstate 59. 6 a.m. The line is weakening in Alabama, running from near Roanoke down to around Prattville and Selma. And by noon, it's all gone. Tomorrow, the sky becomes mostly sunny. Nothing really cool. The high tomorrow, most models are showing upper 60s tomorrow. All right, let's take a look at Saturday. And again, just final notes to kind of summarize the greatest chance of severe weather for Alabama, midnight tonight through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll have to watch for any isolated storms out ahead of that from 10 to midnight tonight over northwest Alabama. But for most of the state, midnight to 6, main threat, damaging straight-line winds. An isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. So you know the advice. Have your weather radio on. And in case a warning is needed, you'll get it. All right, Saturday, beautiful day to start the weekend. Just fantastic. Sunny with a high probably in the low 70s. Start the day in the upper 30s. Be kind of chilly Saturday morning. Sunday, here comes our next shortwave over the southwest. Down below that, a 992 millibar low develops on the lee of the Rockies over Colorado. And again, we could have kind of a showery day, but not really a rainy day, just a few passing showers on Sunday. Sunday night at midnight, shortwave comes out through the Interstate 35 corridor. The surface low is pretty far north. Most of the active weather still to the west. And then Monday at noon, very deep surface low up north around Detroit. And you think, well, maybe with the surface low so far north, it won't be that bad here Monday. And it could be, but there will be plenty of upper support for thunderstorms. And again, just maybe instead of a line, we'll have some cellular type stuff. We'll have to watch that. I've worked through many of these events like that they've been very problematic. The European, very identical to the GFS on Monday. If anything, it's a little slower, maybe suggesting it might be Monday afternoon before the big events. So the models are indeed a little slower this time. And you know what I'm going to say? Let's get past this thing tonight, and then we can focus on that. Tuesday looks good. Be a little cooler. The GFS is showing a high of 59, but it's been running cool. We figure highs should be in the 60s. And lows will be in the 30s, and there's Wednesday, another nice day. Some of the colder pockets could make a run at the freezing mark Wednesday morning easily. The GFS is showing 36 early Wednesday for Birmingham, and there could be some frost in through there. And then Thursday looks very nice, sunny with a high in the 60s again. Now, let's go a little deeper, a few more days. March 7th, starting to look cold there. Big vortex over eastern Canada, and look at those thickness values coming down. That would be a freeze on March 7th, and by golly, 4 days later, another cold look with the trough over the east, and again, very low thickness values. So I'm telling you, we've got plenty of more freezes left this season. And there's the NAO, and it's not strongly negative. In fact, it wants to go positive here in about 15 days, but you don't have to have a negative NAO to be cold. It's just a little harder for that to happen. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog, the next video here by 3:30 or so today. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 in Birmingham at 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.